guys, I'm Lindsay from Kelsey. I work at the Westminster location. And so I'm here to talk a little bit about identifying opportunity. When was the last time you guys had somebody come into your office or at your teller line that said, I have a brand new baby, look at my pictures. I just got married, or I have this new upcoming job that I'm really looking forward to. So it's more about taking those times to listen, be a great listener, and learn more about your members so that you can identify opportunities for your products and services. So what I'd like you guys to do in your groups is come up with a couple of ideas when you hear these cues from your members. So your member is freshly going to college, the first time they're away from home. They're having a new baby, looking for a home, buying a car, close to retirement, new career that involves more travel, needing home repairs, or starting a new business. So in your small group, if you could come up with one or two of your products and services that fit with these cues, these life cues. And I'm gonna come around and have you guys give me examples. So when you take this back to your own crew or your own team, it's meant more for like a whiteboard or a brainstorming activity. So on the back of your that page, there's some notes as well. So a whiteboard example in just brainstorming. So if you guys could brainstorm with your small groups, and then we'll come around. I'll give you about 5 minutes to come up with some products and services. Okay? So first is going to college.
Okay. We have CASASA checking, so for kids that are going out of town for college or out of state that don't have a co-op ATM, they can get up to $25 of their ATM fees refunded.
Wow.
And they also could earn, one of them is cash back, so they could earn up to 3% on all their purchases.
Awesome.
And it sweeps it right into a saver, so money that they're already planning on spending is going right into a savings account.
Perfect, that's really awesome. A couple more over here.
We offer a Sallie Mae loan for student loans.
What?
We offer mobile banking. So their cell phones, they can get into their business all 24/7. And we offer P2P, which is person-to-person transfer electronically, whether it's mobile banking or otherwise. And parents can put in, they can get out, they have
The shared secured visa, so that you make sure that the visa's paid for it and not going crazy with the credit card.
We have a Kelsey Retirement Investment Services that they can save money through for a college also.
Okay, we're gonna move on. What do you think of when you hear your member is having a baby or adopting even? What kind of products or services do you guys offer that could help them?
Aside from just a savings account, we have a Honor Financial group, so they could talk to an advisor about saving for college.
Okay. What else? Babysitting? You're volunteering to be a babysitter? Okay, love it.
I think of life insurance. If you're having a child and having a family, you want to make sure that you have protection for your family and your children.
Absolutely. That's definitely perfect. Go ahead.
We talked about a home equity loan just to make sure your house is baby proof and ready to house another body.
Absolutely. We call that nesting, right? Everybody wants to nest and make everything perfect for their little baby, so that's awesome. Something I didn't even think of, so that's awesome.
We offer budgeting, like people who need to go over their, their monthly budget. Because kids cost a lot of money.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. Okay, we're gonna have go ahead and move on. So if your member is looking for a new home, obviously mortgages, that everybody offers a mortgage. So let's think about outside the box maybe, some products and services that you offer that isn't just that mortgage lending.
So a lot with a mortgage comes expenses. So a secondary savings as a safety net in the event the furnace needs to be replaced or other expenses that arise that you're not expecting.
Perfect, unexpected expenses, for sure. Anybody else have any other ones? Some unique products or services that you offer? Oh, that's better.
Well, we have Melissa with Aspire, and we've had a lot of members who maybe might not qualify quite yet for a mortgage. So she's been able to help them with their credit score and their finances and budgeting, so.
Perfect. Exactly right. We're lucky to have you, Melissa. Okay, we're gonna move on. Buying a car? Car loan, perfect. That's absolutely normal. What else? What other things?
We offer additional products like gap and mechanical breakdown, mechanical warranty.
So, to help you save your investment, you're putting all your money and time into this car, and you wanna make sure that if it breaks down, you have the funds to cover that, or the insurance to cover that. Perfect. Oh, that one back.
We teamed up with Nolte Insurance, so we can actually recommend to them, like when they come in and close a loan with us, or they come and talk to us about a loan. Nolte Insurance that offers auto insurance, life insurance, that kind of thing. We can give them a card that actually has a number on them specifically for ECCU members, so that they can call and see if that will help them out as well.
Awesome. Offering them even more insurance, or insurance that is necessary. Anybody else have any unique things? Okay. Close to retirement age. What kind of products and services do you guys offer when somebody, you come in, they're talking about, I only have 6 more months until I retire. Woohoo! I have like 30 years or something. You got one back there?
We have IRAs, our Christopher Carlson.
Perfect.
I think about credit cards for people who are close to retirement, and that is because a lot of people who are close to retirement are trying to get their debt paid down as much as possible, which means that they potentially don't have any debt, but they still need to have something that they're using consistently to keep their credit strong.
Perfect. Okay. Offering them help on their credit score. Anybody else come up with anything unique? RV loan, yeah. There you go, travel the country. I like it, definitely. Okay, what about a new career that involves a lot of travel? That one's kind of tricky. Anybody have any unique solutions for your members?
So I was thinking maybe a financial advisor because they might have 401k they have to roll over.
Perfect, absolutely.
Mobile banking, so that when they're out of town, they can transfer money from savings to checking and stuff like that.
Excellent solution. Anybody else?
We have the mobile check deposit where you can take pictures to deposit your check, and then also pop money, how you can just pay somebody by just having their phone number or email address, so privacy to transfer money.
Perfect, yeah. Ability to pay bills and capture those check items.
A new auto loan.
Okay. Yeah, more travel means more miles on the car. Maybe a newer one to invest in would be a great opportunity. You got another one back here?
I was just gonna say a Visa, because if you're doing lots of travel, sometimes it's important to have that credit card to do what you need to do.
Absolutely, and get all those rewards too, right? Might as well talk about your rewards program. Go ahead.
And I was gonna add one as well from someone who's traveled a lot for a prior job. You usually have to keep those expenses separated from your personal expenses.
Perfect.
So a lot of times just having a separate account, a separate credit card,
Yep.
being able to help them track that is helpful.
Absolutely.
I would even say, even maybe the mortgage if they eventually look to relocate.
Relocate, absolutely. I think we have one over here.
How about a Visa with travel and accident insurance on it?
Perfect, that's really good. Awesome. Okay, we'll move on. Needing home repairs. That one's kind of an easy one. What do you think? Home equity, of course, it's on everybody's mind. Anybody else have any other solutions for their members? Maybe they don't have enough equity in their home, they can't qualify for home equity. What else could you think about? Other kind of products or services? Credit card. Credit card, absolutely.
What we do is home improvement loans are basically they can get it right now because equity lines take a little longer. So sometimes we just roll that into the equity line so they get that service like right now.
Okay, perfect.
That's something we do.
Yeah. So they walk out of your building able to go and purchase the goods that they need for home repairs. Yeah, sometimes it's like your roof caved in, right? You need it right this second, so that's really awesome that you're able to offer that when they walk out of the building. Anybody else? Any solutions? Okay, starting your own business. This goes back to kind of the new career in traveling, but what kind of solutions do you have for your members when they start their own business?
I'll refer to our commercial loan person, small business loan, that type of thing.
Absolutely. Business lending. Anybody else? Business checking.
Yeah, business checking. Visas and like merchant services.
Perfect. Yep, we offer merchant services at our credit union. I know a lot of people probably do. Try to beat or match a rate that they're currently getting from Square or something like that. Okay, anybody else? All right, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So this is designed for you to take back to those morning huddles. It doesn't have to be as long and drawn out as we just had it. It could be a 5-minute discussion, maybe one example for each topic. Get your tellers in the, or listening to their members and giving them the options to go. So, some of the other slides that I put up here were a lot about communication. You have to know your products and you have to exude confidence when you're talking about your sales or your products. You can't not believe in what you're talking about. Your members will see it and smell it all over you. It's because they think that you're just there to push a product, they're gonna know that. So it's really important to keep their need at the front of your mind and not just your need. Yeah, you need to get a certain goal, but your members' need always comes before yours. So 90% of communication is nonverbal, as most people know. You need to connect with your audience, so nod and actively listen, not just typing on the computer and asking those questions where you're more an interrogator than a communication. So also exude that confidence, so use your products and services. Be the ideal member in your credit union. So we have a perks program. You can be a platinum or a VIP. Be one of those members so that you can talk to your member sitting in front of you. Hey, this is what I use. I really love this product and service. And so it's a first-hand experience that you're giving your member. Obviously, demonstrate honesty. We don't want to have anybody thinking that we're lying to them or taking advantage of them. Eye contact is really important for honesty. And then, again, going back to believing in your products and services, using them is always best. All right. And then for Kelsey's staff that have to go back to your offices, you have about 5 more minutes so that I'm talking about my office in specifics. So. Get ready to go.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty loud too, so I won't use a microphone unless you can't hear me. So we're going to talk about overcoming objections. Do you hear objections every day at work? Do you know what some common ones are that you hear? You're going to get a lot of members in kind of, oh, let me talk to my spouse, let me, I'll get back to you. How do you overcome those every day? We actually have a little slide for you. If you look at the slide, there's a whole little process of how you overcome an objection every day. What you're going to start with is always trying to clarify what their objection is. You always want to show empathy, want to show that you understand where they're coming from, but how do you work through that? When you are going from that perspective, you're then going into, you're going to analyze kind of what their objection is to you. You're going to look past
as it says, the smoke screen, you're gonna look more into what's the buy-in for them. Next, you're gonna go into neutralizing. You're gonna kind of take this step a little further with looking at the product, looking at the service, whatever you can offer them, and seeing what it is that would actually attract them. Each person's gonna be a little different, so each product that you have isn't always going to fit. You know, Susanna might come to you with a product or service that we have, but if I have one way that I talk about this product and service, it might not fit for her life. Same thing if I went to Bob and said, hey Bob, you know, I've got this product for you. It's not gonna fit the same way every single time you talk to someone. You always have to listen, again, listening to communication, hearing their side of the story and listening to what it is that they actually need. So then you can actually look at the product and service and fit it exactly into their life and how it would work for them. At the very end, you're going to then go in looking kind of more on the, again, the personal side of it, looking at how you can actually influence it into their life. Our next slide is actually going to talk about a few common objections as a group that we came up with. So what we're asking is for each group to kind of go along, pick one of the objections for your group, and kind of walk through what you would do if a member said, you know, number one, if a member tells you that they don't have time to talk about the product or service today. That's an objection. How would you work through it?
What I want to do is before we go ahead and we break up, how many of you guys by a raise of hands like objections? You realize that's like an eighth of the class, right? Why do you like objections?
It gives you an opportunity to work with them and find a different solution for them.
It gives you an opportunity, absolutely. I know most of us don't like objections, and that's okay. I mean, we've learned to not like the word no, right? Or to say but. But by having an objection, it gives us an opportunity to get to know that member a little bit more. It gives us a chance to kind of get in the weeds and figure out what is motivating them for that answer. What kind of experience have they had previously? Did they have a bad credit experience? And it gives us a chance to kind of get in the weeds to find out what it is that really is they're objecting to, and I know I can help them once I learn that truth, right? So it's really kind of getting in the weeds and getting to know the members. It's even a deeper relationship than what we formed in the beginning. Really getting to know who they are and why they are and why they're saying that, okay? So I love objections because they're giving me feedback. They're giving me an opportunity to work further with them, even as of yet. So we came with a list of different objections that I know that we get on a regular basis. And what I want to do is, because we are a very dynamic group, we're very seasoned with what we're doing and working with members every day, I'd like the groups to go ahead and to select one and then work through what we've just went ahead and covered. How you would work through those objections. What would you say to a member? Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and pick it. We're going to go ahead and take probably about 10 minutes for this activity.
All right. So how many of you guys found value in that activity? I got a hand, I got a couple more hands, okay? Are you gonna feel a little bit more confident when you get an objection? Oh yeah? I love you, Spider Lady. Exactly, exactly. We're only gonna get better when we practice and we work through it. And those objections mean, woohoo, they're still listening to me. I have an opportunity to overcome that objection and to really work through that with my member and show them the true benefits. I had some objections as far as location. And what did we do to go ahead and overcome location restrictions?
Shared branching.
Shared branching. What else?
Online banking.
Online banking. What else?
Bill pay.
Bill pay. Remote deposit. Direct deposit.
Pocket to pocket.
Pocket to pocket. Beautiful. One of the restrictions was technology that I heard, or objections. What did we do to overcome technology? Showed them. Instructed them. Teach them. Sat side by side. Oh my goodness, you have a personal tutor. How awesome. Could I have one of those for my cell phone, please? Right? Look at that commitment of service that we have. Okay? So it's those objections that we wanted to go ahead and work through. And I'm so proud to hear some of the objections and the answers that you guys were coming up with. That is fabulous. Absolutely wonderful. What we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and start to turn it down a little bit. Amy, if you want to go ahead and come on up. You're next, my friend. Amy from ECCU, where she's going to take us from objections and start to put it in a bow.
We're going to wrap it all up.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. I want to start out by saying that a lot of the content you've heard today, you've probably have heard in many other facilitation events or training events. We know this. We understand that that's not new. But when you go to a session like this, it's only a 2-hour period, most of the time you walk away with one great idea, 2 great ideas, maybe 3 if we're really lucky. A lot of times our brains will go to our grocery lists or what we have to do when we get back to work, and we're human. We know that, and that is okay. But our goal today was to really give you some great tips and tools to take back to your branches today. Okay? We also know that a training event is a training event. You come here, you get maybe excited, you go, oh yeah, I need to go back and do that. But what happens when you get back to work?
You fall back into the
And why do we fall back into the rut?
That's what we're used to.
Because we're used to it, right? We like patterns, we like habit, we like what's been working for us in the past. It'll continue to work for us in the future. But you guys, life is changing. We are in an economy right now where things are moving at the speed of light. Technology is moving so fast. I kind of think of myself as a techie, and then I see my 8-year-old. And I go, man, I'm old. I live in technology every day. Training is moving technology. Our branches are moving to technology. We have to be able to stay competitive, and this is our competitive edge. Okay? Computers will never be our competitive edge. What will make us different is the people sitting in our branches. It's you. We will not go away. Could you imagine a life without no humans? We wouldn't be here. We need you to be able to help us be competitive. We need you to help us keep the credit union culture alive, and we need you to go back and make changes. Okay? So what we've done to help support you, a couple different tools for you. We have videotaped this presentation, so you can see over here, we've been videotaping, and we will be able to provide that to all the credit unions that came. Give us a little bit of time. We're going to do some edits and get that out to you. Those on the committee will then be able to share back with the branches and the credit unions and get that information to you, as well as handouts, as well as any supplemental documents. If you open up your packet, there's another sheet of paper in there. It's on the right-hand side. This is another list of huddles, things we did not cover today. This is completely separate in the sense of topics or in the sense of ideas, but they are all related to the topics that we covered today. So of course we covered the topics of the experience, and then if you flip the page, you'll see it moves into conversations, establishing relationships, identifying opportunities, and overcoming objectives. These are great short stories. Some of them are nothing more than a story. It's a really great thing to help get your branches motivated in the morning, a thought, something to just spark energy, to get them thinking of, hey, we're going to have a great day. What are our attitudes today, and how are we going to impact our members? How are we going to make a difference in the lives of the people who walk in our branches today? Something as simple as, let's make someone smile, and then let's talk about it at the end of the day. So these are a list of branch huddles or department huddles that you can go back and literally implement tomorrow. Pick one, highlight it, schedule 10 minutes, and you can almost do these in any department. It doesn't have to just be front facing. I work in HR and training, and we still have clients, right? We have internal and external clients that come in, and we want to be able to have employees want to join the credit union. So I have a very tough job as well of making sure that I promote the experience, as well as making sure that we have them have a great experience once they're here too. So please feel free to utilize these. If you have additional copies, you want them, we will get those to you as well. Okay? And of course, right, the old school rule of how many times does it take to make something a habit? How many of you have heard the rule, right? It's usually, Suzanne, raise your hand back there, right? It's typically around 21 times, 21 days. This says 21 to 40 days is how long it takes to make something a habit. So if you're wanting to make one small change, a really great idea today, and you want to make one small change, don't expect it next week. But keep going. Do the huddles every week, keep going. Do them the next week, keep going. And just remember that everybody hears things differently, and so therefore, even though you might sound like a broken wheel at times, that is what's going to help us move forward. So do we have any questions before we have one little activity before we end our day? So is there any questions about the topics that we've covered today? Nothing from the back of the room? Nothing? All right, so we'd like to give you a few minutes because we know that you're in a room full of other credit union employees. Again, it's an opportunity to network. We'd love to see you back at our next event. I think one of the best things for me joining this education committee is just getting to know my team members. You know how awesome it is to reach out to someone in another credit union and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, and here's how we're doing it. How are you doing it? That has been the most beneficial thing for me. I've been in credit unions for now 5 years, so almost 5 years at ECCU. And beforehand, I was a corporate trainer at Fifth Third Bank for 10 years. The culture is very different. It's been an amazing experience and a great ride. And I love the fact that we can network with others. So this networking opportunity is to get up, get out of your chairs, right? I'd like you to think about at least one, maybe two, great huddle ideas or things you learned today that you are going to do differently tomorrow. This is your accountability, guys. I want you to talk to somebody else. I want you to share what you're going to do. And I want you to share emails. And I want you to think about how you can help support this person with this small change at their credit union in a week. And I'd like you to follow up. Okay? So just take 10 minutes or take about 5 minutes. Get up, move around, and then we'll wrap it up. Everybody out of your chair, everybody stand up. Why don't you move closer to the front of the room? Okay? We're going to have our good morning huddle. Right? We're going back to our branches. We got to get work done today. We have to help members. So I want you guys to know that we really appreciate you being here. We're excited that we're able to kind of get this journey started in our first one of this year. We do have more coming, all different topics, and please know we'll share that with you as soon as possible. But you guys are doing a great job. I think we should turn to your neighbors and tell them thank you for the work you do. Turn to your neighbors, tell them thank you. Good job, thank you. You just got your day started right? Alright, so congratulations on completing today's class. Please take back the information that you have. Start huddles if you haven't been doing them yet. We have a certificate for you on your way out the door. Feel free to hang that with pride and be able to share this information with others, right? So take the opportunity to make sure you've shared emails with your accountability partner, and at least in a week, about a week, try to touch base and say, how you doing on that? And then that way we can be able to get moving and change habits. Enjoy your day, guys. Thank you for coming.
Real quick, our next meeting here for the chapter education, if you'd like to take part, we'd love any and all of you. It's going to be March 10th from 9 to 11 a.m. here at Kelsey. Please feel free to attend. We'd love to have your ideas. What? Oh, and please do the evaluations.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, the girls for sitting with me. Please make sure you hand those in. The next seminar we're shooting for is going to be in May, and we're shooting for maximizing loan opportunities and credit report education combined. So we'd love to have you. Drive safe, everyone. Thank you.